guys, and welcome to another Lord of Reviews tutorial. This is going to be a Photoshop tutorial on horror-themed bandaged bloody text based off of Resident Evil. You guys may not know, but I love Resident Evil, so I decided to create a text style that reflects Resident Evil. I've never seen this text style anywhere else on YouTube, and I'm very impressed with it. I love to experiment with Photoshop and create new text styles that are different and unique, and hopefully a lot of people will start using them. Well, here's what we'll be making today. See, it has this cool background that's kind of cracked and it has this smoke in the background. Then we have this glowing text with a cool font that's bandaged up, kind of. It has this bandaged look, and then it has the blood seeping out of it. And it looks very cool. I really like this text effect. See, I have it as my background. If you saw the intro at the beginning of this video, it's incredible. It is simply amazing. And it was created by InfuzedMedia. His channel link will be in the description. Go to his channel, check out his intros, and PM him if you want one. He makes a lot of other graphic stuff, and he makes Counter-Strike source videos and stuff like that. So check out his channel. It's a really great channel. He made that intro. Alright, so on with the tutorial. Photoshop CS5. File, new. I'm going to name it Resident Evil Tutorial. And we're going to do preset custom, resolution, whatever. RGB 1280 by 720. You can do it any size you want, but I'm just going to do it that size. Wait for it to load up. Now we're going to create the background first. We'll get our rectangular marquee tool and use it to draw a rectangle inside of our picture. Right click and click fill. Then choose pattern, custom pattern, and I'm going to use light marble from the rock set. If you don't have the rock set, click this little arrow and click rock patterns, and then the rock set will appear in here along with the originals. If you don't have the rock set or rock patterns, just load up a pattern that's kind of like a rock that isn't very intrusive, just kind of a rock. And then we're going to do Command D or Control D to deselect. Then we're going to do filter, render, difference clouds, and it creates this cool effect. Very easy to do. Next, we're going to make the text, but we're going to get rid of this layer first, just so we can see. Alright, we're going to do the text, and now, here's something very important. You do not want to do a text like this. One with a lot of extra odds and ends and spikes and stuff on it. You don't want that, because it'll mess up your text when you're trying to do the bandaged effect. This is one of my favorite fonts. It's called Make Juice. That'll be in the description in case you want it. But I'm going to use a font called Nightmare. It looks like this. And this doesn't have quite as many odds and ends as the other one does. We're going to type our text, and I'm going to use this to make it a little wider and larger. And here's our text. And then we're going to right-click, blending options. Wait, no, not yet. Alright, the main part of this text is not blending options. We go to filter, distort, polar coordinates, rasterize the text, and then do polar to rectangular. So it looks like this. Now we're going to go filter, stylize wind, and we're going to do wind from the right. Okay? And so it looks like this. It looks kind of strange, but it'll look better in a minute. Alright, rotation, 90 degrees clockwise, and then do Control or Command F to repeat the effect. Image rotation, 90 degrees clockwise, Command F to repeat the effect. Then layer, image rotation, 90 degrees clockwise, and Command F to redo the effect. So you have this. Now image rotation, 9 degrees, so it's back the way it originally was. Then filter, distort, polar coordinates again, except this time it's going to be rectangular to polar. So it creates the Resident Evil effect. Well, it's not really yet. It's just kind of this windy, crazy windy effect. Alright, now we're going to right-click on the layer and click blending options. And I have a style set for this, so for right now I'm just going to use that style. Alright, here's what you're going to need to do. On the style, we're going to add the Resident Evil text. This is my style for the drop shadow. Blend mode is multiply with a color of black. Opacity 75. The angle is 120, and I use the global light. Distance is 4, spread is 0, and size is 3. Contour is the default, no anti-aliasation and no noise. Layer knocks out drop shadow too. Then no inner shadow. Outer glow will be screen, opacity 75, noise 0 with a color of white. The technique will be softer, spread will be 7, and size will be 10. The contour will be default, no anti-aliasation, the range will be 50, and the jitter will be 0. The inner glow will be blend mode screen, opacity 75, noise 0 with a color of red. The elements, the technique will be softer, the source will be the edge, the choke will be 0, and the size will be 5. The quality, the contour will be default, the anti-aliasation will be unchecked, range will be 50, and jitter will be 0. Bevel and emboss is very important. The style will be inner bevel, the technique chisel hard, depth of 161, direction of up, size of 30, and soften of 0. Shading will be use global light with the angle of 120 up and 30 down. Gloss contour, this will be a custom one that I use in one of my other videos. Just try and replicate this as best you can. You can pause the video if you want. Okay, this is very similar to the bloody sword effect, but it has a couple of changes. Alright, highlight mode will be screen with the color of white, opacity 100. Shadow mode will be linear burn with the color of black and the opacity of 100. Contour will be 100%, no anti-aliasation and default contour. Texture will be the same thing as the background, the light marble. You can upload a different pattern if you want to. Then the scale will be 100 and the depth will be plus 23. You'll link it with a layer and do not check invert. Then it'll have a satin with a blend mode of multiply, a color of black, and an opacity of 50, an angle of 19, a distance of 11, and a size of 14. No anti-aliasation, and yes, do invert it. Then the contour will be this one. Yep, this contour here. Now, color overlay. The blend mode is normal, and the color is black. Opacity is 100, and that's it. Then with stroke, a size of 1, a position of outside, blend mode normal, and opacity 100. Fill type will be color, and the color will be black. Now click OK. And as you can see, you have this bloody, bandaged Resident Evil text. Now we're going to make this show up again. And you have this epic horror Resident Evil text. It's all bloody and bandaged. It's one of my favorite text styles, and I haven't seen it anywhere on YouTube yet. And this has been a tutorial on how to create the Resident Evil bandage text.